The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
On a Monday, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. We have ourselves a dry run. We were dry yesterday. We're going to be dry today. We're going to be dry tomorrow. We're going to be dry Wednesday. And then for New Year's Day on Thursday, it looks like rain comes back. Now, through it all, this will be the garden spot. The coast is going to be looking at high temperatures, 50 or better in many locations for the coming days. Right now, Lincoln City, Chinook Casino Resort reporting partly cloudy skies and 36 degrees. Really nice weather. Here's the Vancouver the Springs at the waterfront camera. This is dense fog. You cannot see the Columbia, you cannot see the Interstate Bridge. It is the only foggy spot that I have this morning, but that is slow going because of the low visibility. You come into Portland, there's no fog just like that. In fact, some blue over the West Hills and OHSU. That's from the Portland Spirit landing down there by the Tilcomb Crossing. We're at 34 at the airport. We'll be 43 at noon, a dry day, generally partly cloudy, mid-40s expected for highs. And there's the rain returning Thursday morning. A rainy Thursday afternoon and a rainy Friday.
Pretty shocking for this neighborhood. It's not, I've never really seen anything like this before here.
An investigation is underway after 2 police officers fatally shot a man. We have details on what led up to it. Plus, the new year is bringing with it some new laws. What changes could be made to things like your personal privacy? And warming shelters are back open as temperatures drop overnight. All that and more as Sunrise at 8 starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green. Rod Hill is here to explain why it's so chilly right now.
It's not my fault. Good morning. You know, the fact is, I know you know this at home, when it's dry this time of the year overnight and you get partly cloudy skies and there's generally not much wind, temperatures just fall off to around freezing, and that's what we have going on out there this morning. It's not frosty everywhere, but certainly in checkered spots. The cloudiness spilling in is broken. And again, this will be a dry day across our entire region with, in general, partly cloudy skies expected. Here's a look at some broken cloud cover and good visibility from our state capitol live camera down in Salem. One of the spots so far holding above 32 at 35. Here's the Wells Fargo building. You can see the flag not moving much. We do have east winds gusty to about 30 out near the gorge at Troutdale this morning. And for the most part, the winds seem to be holding in close proximity to the Columbia River. 34 is the number. That's actually out of PDX. We'll be 43 at noon today, mid-40s for a high. Sun is now up, 7:51 time. The sun goes down now at 4:35. We've picked up nearing 10 minutes of daylight in the afternoon, just like that already. China?
Thank you, Ron. And in response to the colder temperatures, several local governments have opened warming shelters, including the Council for the Homeless in Clark County. So Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live at Living Hope Church in Vancouver with the details. Good morning, Thomas.
Hey, good morning, China. Yeah, this church right behind us was open last night, overnight, as a warming shelter. It's going to be open again tonight as well. Now, there's also going to be some places that'll be daytime shelters here in Clark County, including St. Paul's Lutheran Church. That'll run from today through Wednesday as a daytime warming shelter. Overnight shelters were also open last night in the city of Vancouver, Longview, and Clackamas County. Now, of course, the big one that everybody's looking at to see if they will open is Multnomah County. Right now, thresholds have not been met for county leaders to open those overnight shelters. So that is something that, of course, we are watching closely, as well as counties and cities all across our viewing area to see if more will open later this week. China?
Thomas, thank you. Portland police are investigating a shooting that killed one man and injured another. This happened at around 11:45 last night on Southwest Ankeny Street in downtown Portland. Police say they found 2 people. One was dead at the scene. The other was taken to the hospital. Investigators have not made any arrests yet and are asking anyone with information to contact Portland police. Meantime, investigations are underway after two Vancouver police officers shot and killed a man Saturday night after a disturbance call. Police say officers responded to a report of a man outside a home on Northeast 46th Street pointing a gun at a woman inside. When officers got there, police say that the man with the gun confronted them, leading two officers to fire the weapons. They hit the man and he was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. We spoke to his neighbor.
At first I thought maybe it was fireworks because it's getting close to the New Year's. But then when my daughter woke up and she called 911 and she said she heard a lady screaming. Pretty shocking for this neighborhood. It's not, I've never really seen anything like this before here.
The two officers who fired their weapons and a third who witnessed the shooting have been placed on critical incident leave, which is standard protocol. A homicide investigation is ongoing after a person was found dead in a car outside a Hillsborough home. Officers were called around 2:45 Saturday afternoon to report a disturbance with a weapon near Southeast 18th Avenue off TV Highway. That's where they found the body of a person in a car. Nearly 2 hours later, police arrested the suspect during a traffic stop nearby. Hillsborough police are asking witnesses to reach out. The new year will bring several new laws to Oregon and Washington, impacting things from federal benefits to personal privacy. To find a comprehensive list, visit our website at kgw.com. But in the meantime, John Adams runs through some of the more notable changes.
Let's start with House Bill 3522. It allows property owners to get rid of squatters easier through a new type of eviction lawsuit. Landlords can now use the forcible entry and detainer process, which gets law enforcement involved. Previously, it took a lease violation to be able to use this type of lawsuit. Next is Senate Bill 605, which will impact your credit report. It blocks healthcare providers from telling consumer reporting agencies that you owe money for your care or how much. That means medical debt will no longer show up on your credit report. House Bill 2299 targets the non-consensual sharing of private photos. It will now include deepfake images created by artificial intelligence. Repeated violations can elevate the crime to a felony. Last one for Oregon, House Bill 3167, which requires ticket sellers like Ticketmaster to disclose all fees up front. It also makes illegal speculative ticketing, where third-party sellers list tickets they don't actually own. Now to Washington. One of the biggest shifts involves impaired driving. A new law extends the DUI look-back period from 10 to 15 years, making it easier for repeat offenders to face felony charges and tougher penalties. Another major change affects families receiving child support. Starting next year, the state will pass along all child support payments to families on the Federal Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program, instead of keeping a portion. And for workers, expanded protections are coming for victims of hate crimes, guaranteeing access to leave and safety accommodations. John Adams, KGW News.
And when Washington legislators return to Olympia next month, there will be a renewed push to lower the state's legal limit to determine when a driver is considered drunk. So for the past several sessions, legislators have pushed to lower the state's blood alcohol content threshold from 0.08 to 0.05. The state says new research suggests the public is warming to that idea. Josh Jackman, who was hit head-on by a drunk driver back in 2007, is sharing his story in support of the proposal. The crash killed the other driver, and Jackman has been in a wheelchair ever since.
If I can summon a private car to bring me a burrito in today's society, I can also get myself from a bar or a friend's house or a restaurant via a car to get home safe.
Washington's breweries and wineries and the Hospitality Association oppose the change, saying it will scare people from wanting to go out. Other legislators argue that the state should focus on tougher laws for repeat offenders. One person is without a home this morning after a fire broke out at an apartment in Vancouver. Fire crews responded at around 11 o'clock last night to Alder Creek Apartments on Northwest 49th Street. They say they arrived to find smoke coming from the building and located the fire on the second floor. Now, the fire was put out before it spread to other apartments, and while no one was injured, 2 dogs died from the fire. The American Red Cross was contacted to assist the displaced resident. Over in Sweet Home, Oregon, Crews responded to a house fire on Old Hufford Road after a family member living across the ridge spotted the flames and called 911. This happened around 4:22 Saturday morning. Fire officials say because of the rural location, they had limited water supply and had to ask neighboring agencies for help shuttling in about 45,000 gallons of water. It took crews over 8 hours to put out the blaze. No one was hurt in the fire, but the homeowner lost the house, 3 cars, and a tractor. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Your time now is 8:08. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at your weather.
You know, it's pretty nice outside, except for it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. That's what you get when you have a dry stretch of weather this time of the year and you have breaks in the cloud cover overnight. Temperature just wants to go down. So we have kind of a mixed bag of frosty spots. Not everybody's freezing. Some have been holding in the mid-30s. The only large fog pocket right now we have is up around Scappoose, reported as dense fog with a quarter-mile visibility. We do have a narrow ribbon of fog that's right along the Columbia River. Our Vancouver live camera has been showing dense fog crossing the interstate bridge right now. So if you're taking that route this morning, that might slow you up. Meanwhile, we've got blue skies, and this is just really pretty. The white snow, of course, the blue sky up over Timberline. It's 28 degrees. Winds are generally less than 15 at all of the resort locations this morning. No new snow because yesterday was dry, but the resorts are open, and both Timberline and Meadows now report a 2-foot base, so at least we're building something. That is frost on the grass out over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha. Nearby temperature is being reported at 34 degrees, so that's a cold spot. We have freezing up in Scappoose where it's foggy, so that's freezing fog, 31. That can produce a little bit of freezing mist and make things kind of icy, by the way. 30 up in Battleground. Camas is freezing, but Sandy's 36, Wilsonville's 38, and there's Salem at 35 degrees. Our weather map for later today is all dry, mostly sunny, 30s out east. Will be partly cloudy, 40s up and down I-5, and there will be, I think, quite a few spots at the coast hit 50 or better. The coast will be the warm spot over the next couple days with this dry pattern going through the day Wednesday. You wake up New Year's morning, I think we'll start to see rain moving in. It's a rainy afternoon, a rainy Friday. Weekend showers expected right now. So enjoy the little run of dry time that we have. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod.
You do have cases where there's repeated offenders, and they oftentimes hit in the whole region.
A months-long crime spree is now over. Who police say stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from multiple stores. Also ahead, dust off those binoculars and head for the coast. Winter whale watching week is here, where you can get a glimpse of the migration next.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
3 suspects have been charged in a string of retail thefts at Ulta beauty stores in Multnomah County, with court records saying tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise was stolen. Jake Holter has the details.
A months-long crime spree comes to an end for 3 suspects. 29-year-old Ollie Brumfield, 39-year-old Christina Stern, and 41-year-old Marissa Aguilera all arrested last week for what authorities say is a long string of thefts at Ulta beauty stores.
With the help of detectives and our community safety specialists, this team made a great case and was able to identify 3 suspects that did approximately $25,000 worth of theft between July and December.
The team reviewed Ulta's online theft reporting system and security camera footage, as well as loss prevention reports. In each incident, the assigned officer reports that the suspects entered the store, select merchandise, conceal the merchandise, and exit the store, ignoring alarms. The report shows they commonly used bags to hide the goods, but in one case even used a stroller. Officer Jerem Swayze with the Gresham Police Department says these incidents would fall under organized theft.
There's a lot of one-offs where you have people coming in and stealing from stores, and then you do have cases where there's repeated offenders, and they oftentimes hit in the whole region.
The 19 Ulta thefts occurred across 3 stores in the Portland metro, the most at the Gresham location, which was hit at least 10 times. The Cascade Station location and the Jansen Beach location also hit. A total of nearly $27,000 worth of merchandise stolen.
They'll make a job of it, basically going around the whole Portland metro area, hitting all the particular stores.
Brumfield and Stern have each been charged with organized retail theft, theft in the first degree, and aggravated theft in the first degree. Aguilera has been charged with organized retail theft and aggravated theft in the first degree. Swayze adds that Multnomah County's new organized retail theft task force adds another layer of protection to some businesses.
We do retail theft missions where we are proactively waiting for theft to occur. And in those cases, we're in the real-time information center getting ready, prepared with officers like in place and ready to take care of and reduce the theft by taking these suspects immediately into custody.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
Meantime, check out this surveillance video showing a car slamming into a Portland smoke shop on Christmas Eve. 4 people were also caught on camera putting tens of thousands of dollars worth of product into trash bins. The people who run House of Pipes on Southeast 41st and Hawthorne tell us that this is the 14th time one of their stores has been hit this year alone. They say in total, burglaries have cost them $200,000 in lost merchandise and store damage.
Insurance companies, they're only going to allow us to make so many claims and such high claims. You know, we can't for the most part. Otherwise, we're going to get kicked out or our rates are going to rise through the roof. So the majority of this is all getting eaten.
No arrests have been made in this case. All right, your time now is 8:16. It is time for weather. It is dry, but cold.
Yeah, but it's going to be warming up. I mean, mid-40s with a little glisten of sun on the cheek this afternoon will feel quite lovely. Can you picture it?
How descriptive of you.
Thank you. You can picture. Okay, well, then I did my mission. Hey, so if you love to go to the beach, this is a weather pattern that will deliver the warmest temperatures statewide at the coast. I think right around 50 or 52 today. And by Wednesday, we could be looking at 55, 56 degree afternoons at the coast, while Portland and Salem are in the 40s. So FYI on that. Now, we do have systems holding out to sea. We're getting a little bit of cloudiness spilling overhead today, but everything's dry. There's no rain chance, and the skies are already being seen as broken cloudiness. So generally, it's a partly cloudy day. Futurecast shows that. Here we are at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now, notice tomorrow, if Futurecast is right, that's just a beautiful blue sunny day on Tuesday. That would be really nice. Haven't had much in the way of dry weather, period, over 24-hour stretches lately. This will be day 2 of a 4-day run of dry weather, something we have not done since a dry stretch that started back on November 8th. Been a really wet December. As you know, we're going to finish the month at right around 8.5 inches of total rainfall for December. Average for December's, 5.75, 5.77. So we're well above normal. Here's the east wind gust still blowing to 31 out of Troutdale. That's obviously right along the Columbia and in close proximity to the entrance to the gorge. You get away from that area and there's not much wind being reported. Pretty morning in Salem, and notice no frost on the grass in front of the Capitol. 35, this area has been holding just above freezing. Here's downtown Portland. Pretty shot looking off to the southeast of the sun illuminating the river there, and not much movement on the flag on that one building downtown either. This is the dense fog report out along the Columbia at PDX. It's the only spot along with Scappoose that is reporting some fog. It's just a little ribbon of dense fog right along the Columbia. If you get ready to leave your house and drive across the Glen Jackson or the interstate, especially the interstate bridge, it's really foggy. 34 in Kelso, 35 Salem, freezing Eugene, the Dow's 29, 19 in Birds, 20 degrees out in Baker City. So overall, it's a chilly morning, except for the beach, where it will continue to be running warmer than the rest of us. 40 in Astoria and 41 in Newport right now. Notice I'm projecting mid-40s in the valley. Well, I show 42 at Mount Hood Meadows and 43 at Government Camp. So just about as warm up over the mountain passes today as it will be down low. And with the warming temperatures, of course, the mountain passes, the pavement will become perfectly clean for easy travel. In the valley, 48 in Battleground, 45 in Longview, the Southwest Washington, I should say, 45 in Vancouver. That east wind continuing today, blowing out near the gorge. Here's the dry time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, 47. Rain picks up starting New Year's morning on Thursday for a rainy afternoon, a rainy Friday, and weekend showers are expected. And that is your forecast.
Thank you, Ron. A 40-year tradition is back along the Oregon coast as Winter Whale Watch Week is underway. Volunteers and park rangers will be at 14 spots along the coast to help people spot gray whales as they migrate to Mexico. It's estimated that 20,000 whales make their way down south from December through January. Oregon's Whale Watching Center in Depot Bay is open now through the 31st. You can find more information about this week's on the state's parks website. Just ahead, it has been more than a decade since a Malaysia Airlines flight disappeared without a trace. When the search for Flight 370 is picking back up.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Now to your morning rush. President Trump will hold talks today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The two are expected to talk about implementing phase 2 of the peace agreement the United States helped to broker between Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu is expected to demand that Hamas disarm before Israeli troops further withdraw from Gaza. And President Trump said negotiations and negotiators are getting closer to a Ukraine peace deal after he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky Sunday. The goal of the meeting is to close gaps in the peace plan Trump first proposed last month. Any potential deal would need buy-in from Russian President Vladimir Putin, who spoke with President Trump by phone ahead of the Zelensky's visit. And at least one person is dead and another is facing life-threatening injuries after 2 helicopters crashed in New Jersey. One of the helicopters went up in flames after the crash. The National Transportation Safety Board is now investigating. And tens of millions of post-holiday travelers face weather delays and dangers today. The Northeast is dealing with severe snow and ice storms. There are more than 100,000 recent power outages in the Midwest. Some communities recovering from tornado damage. FlightAware reporting about 10,000 U.S. flight delays and 800 cancellations yesterday. And that's your Morning Rush. More than a decade after the mysterious disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, the search for that plane and the 200-plus people on board is set to pick up this week. Janice Mackey-Freyer has more on why now.
The hunt for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 will resume in the southern Indian Ocean, targeting 5,800 square miles of seabed off the coast of Western Australia, believed to have the highest likelihood of finding something. Ocean Infinity, an American company, will use underwater robots, deep-sea drones, and advanced scanning. It isn't clear whether there is any new evidence driving the search, the company being paid only if it's successful.
Whatever needs to be done must be done.
The Boeing 777 plane took off March 8, 2014, from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 passengers and crew.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Less than an hour later, MH370 vanished without any distress call or warning. A multinational search in 2017 across a 46,000 square mile zone failed to turn up any clues. Some fragments have washed ashore as far away as France's Reunion Island. But where the plane disappeared and why remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries.
There's reason to be hopeful. They're using the newest technology. They're at a good time of year, and they know where they have searched previously.
For relatives of the missing, including Americans, it's been more than a decade of disappointment. More than 2/3 of MH370's passengers were Chinese. Only this month did a Beijing court order Malaysia Airlines to pay compensation to settle a handful of lawsuits. But a payoff isn't what Jiang Hui has waited for. Haunted by losing his mother, he has campaigned for a full investigation. Only by finding the plane and our relatives will it ever be resolved, he says. Otherwise, it will always weigh on everyone's hearts. The new search for 55 days and up to 6 miles down to find any missing piece of the puzzle. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
A final roll call for a Washington State trooper killed while responding to a crash. Our community is honoring her life and service. Plus, a fire on Christmas Day didn't stop the community from coming together for Sunday service for the Reformation Covenant Church moved to.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Good morning, I'm China Green. Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man after he allegedly rammed 2 patrol cars while trying to escape a traffic stop. On Christmas morning, deputies spotted a car near Northeast Prescott Drive and 136th Avenue with a stolen license plate. The driver was sleeping, so deputies boxed him in. They say he then woke up, tried to get away, hitting both patrol cars in the process. The suspect then got out and gave himself up to police. All right, headed over to Rod Hill for a look at weather.
Nice morning. It is chilly, and we have frosty spots in the valley. It is dry, and generally it's kind of a mixed bag of partly cloudy skies, including at the coast. Here's Schnookwas Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City, where temps have been holding at about 40 or better. You've got partly cloudy skies with some pretty sky colors over in Central Oregon. This is Warm Springs, and the steam coming off of the hot spring pools there at Canita Hot Springs Resort. And here's Vancouver. This is improving. This is one of our few foggy spots along the Columbia, but now you can see the bridge, so things are improving. We're at 32 out at the airport now. We'll be mid-40s for a high today. Again, all dry and generally partly cloudy.
A small portion of Highway 2 in northern Washington is expected to reopen today. From 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, a pilot car will guide traffic for 8 miles between Stevens Pass and Coles Corner. WashDOT says drivers should expect delays up to 60 minutes or longer depending on weather and road conditions. Right now, Highway 2 just west of the Stevens Pass Ski Resort to Skykomish remains closed. A lot going on from that what did you
That
call
was
it?
the first atmospheric river,
Yes.
I think I'm correct, that did that damage,
Yes.
and that was been, what, about pushing 3 weeks ago now. Boy,
Yeah.
you can see that big chunk of road just gone.
Yeah.
We do have a dry day, which is just what the doctor ordered. Now, I know in a perfect snowpack world, it would snow every day for a while up over the Cascades. But on the flip side, 4 dry days in a row will allow our river levels to continue to recede, and that would be good news as well. So we do have no rain in the forecast today, tomorrow, or Wednesday, all dry. So you see cloudiness, but it's broken, and generally this will be a partly cloudy day. There's our Salem sky camera. No frost here on the grass. It stayed above freezing, 35. This is the view looking at partly cloudy skies from the Wells Fargo building downtown. PDX is at 33. We do have that fog right along the Columbia River. It's kind of a narrow strip of it. But that will go away, and we'll be partly cloudy, 43 at noon. We'll get up into the mid-40s for a high today. And away from the gorge, where east winds are blowing, winds will generally be light. China?
Thank you, Rod. In response to the colder temperatures, several local governments have opened warming shelters, including the Council for the Homeless in Clark County. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more details.
Right here behind us, Living Hope Church was open last night as a warming shelter, and it will be open again tonight. There are also some daytime warming shelters that are open here in Clark County, including St. Paul's Lutheran Church. That'll be open during the day from Monday through Wednesday. Overnight shelters were also open last night in the city of Vancouver, Longview, and Clackamas County. Now, of course, one of the big ones everybody is looking out to see if they will open is in Multnomah County. Right now, temperatures do not meet the threshold for Multnomah County to open those warming shelters, so that is something that we will be tracking, as well as if other warming shelters across the Portland metro area open over the next couple of days with these cooler temperatures. In Vancouver, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
In other news this morning, Portland police are investigating a shooting that killed one man and injured another. This happened at around 11:45 last night on Southwest Ankeny Street in downtown Portland. Police say they found 2 victims. One was dead at the scene and the other was taken to the hospital. Investigators have not made any arrests yet, but are asking anyone with information to contact Portland police. Salem police arrested a woman for DUI following a deadly crash. This happened around 1:40 Saturday morning near Market Street and Lancaster Drive. Police say 33-year-old Carly Dolan was more than 3 times the legal blood alcohol limit when she crashed into the back of a tow truck. The passenger in Dolan's car, 51-year-old Trisha Hopkins, was pronounced dead at the scene.
No answer 720, Trooper Tara Marissa Guting, end of watch December 19th, 2025. Gone, but not forgotten.
An emotional goodbye in Washington State, where a memorial service for fallen State Patrol Trooper Tara Marissa Guting was held in Tacoma. Bridget Chavez reports.
Washington State Trooper Tara Marissa Guting is remembered as a woman who lived with purpose and loved without reservation.
Tara had a way of making those around her feel seen, welcomed, and most importantly, valued. She would listen with a true sense of care.
Guting was killed in the line of duty on December 19th, responding to a crash on Highway 509. She was born in Hawaii, loved fishing and being with family. In 2019, she married her husband, Tim, and together they shared their home with 4 pets. Her sister remembered Tara through one of her favorite characters.
Stitch was her favorite, and as you can see here on stage, he truly represents who Tara was. Small but strong, gentle but fierce, loving but unafraid to be a little wild.
Amazing grace.
Before fulfilling her lifelong dream in law enforcement, Tara served 8 years as a signal intelligence analyst in the Army National Guard.
Her why? It was simple but not easy. It was to change the face of law enforcement, turning all the negativity into something positive.
WSP troopers stood shoulder to shoulder, remembering a colleague and friend they say brought light into every room.
In my 30 years, I cannot think of somebody that was more upbeat and with such a good attitude as Tara had. I mean, her attitude was infectious and it just spread like wildfire.
Her kindness, respect, and gentle spirit were a constant, never wavering no matter the circumstance.
Her life ended, but her legacy lives on.
Tara, well, today our hearts ache with your absence. We know you did. We know you did not leave us behind. You remain bound to us by a love that does not end, walking with us just beyond our sight until the day we are able to be together again. We love you.
Your time now is 8:36. Days after a Christmas Day fire damaged Reformation Covenant Church in Oregon City, parishioners gathered at Trinity Lutheran Church. No one was hurt, but the fire caused major roof and interior damage. The pastor said holding a service at Trinity felt like home.
You know, we had several churches in Oregon City reaching out almost immediately, even on Christmas Day. So we've been overwhelmed with gratitude from our brothers and sisters in the area, and it just so happened that the same church that we bought our building from, 25 years ago was one of the first ones to reach out.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. One person was taken to a burn center with serious injuries after a motorhome caught fire Saturday afternoon near Forest Grove. Firefighters were called just after 3 o'clock to Southwest Dudney and Bantam Avenue. They found the RV on fire and spreading to a trailer and garage. After putting out the fire, crews found a dog that had died inside the RV. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Advanced practice providers at Legacy Health have rejected a tentative agreement by Legacy. In a statement from the Oregon Nurses Association, they rejected the agreement because of a lack of, quote, meaningful movement at the bargaining table, including wage offers they say puts them behind APPs at other hospitals. Meantime, Legacy responded, saying in part that they're disappointed with the outcome but are committed to returning to the bargaining table. The strike will continue until both sides agree to a deal. All right, your time now is 8:37. It is cold and dry.
I'm getting ready to go up on the weather deck. I'll be up there in about 5 minutes.
Good luck to you.
So I've been looking out the window. It looks cold. We do have dry weather, though. The cloudiness spilling over our area is broken. So generally, it looks like it's going to be a partly cloudy or partly sunny day. And away from the gorge where east winds are blowing, the winds are going to be light. So really a pretty nice late December day. No frost on the grass in front of the state capitol. It's been holding just above 32 at 35 right there. There's downtown Portland, 34 degrees out at PDX. There's a narrow ribbon of fog right along the Columbia River. And we do have frosty spots around. Here are the temperatures expected later today. Again, all dry, mostly sunny out east. Temperatures will be in the 30s. 30s in central Oregon. Low to mid 40s up and down I-5. And notice the 50-degree temperature in Tillamook. It may even be 50 for a high in Newport, and this shows North Bend at 53. The warmest temperatures in the state for the coming days through Wednesday will absolutely be along the coast, and it will be mainly light winds, and especially tomorrow looks quite sunny. So if you love that type of weather at the beach and you can get away, go do so. 45 today in Portland. We're going to continue these cold nights with areas of frost the next couple of days. Tomorrow's looking mostly sunny overall, 45, 47 on Wednesday. Dry weather Wednesday evening for New Year's Eve, including the strike of midnight. But by Thursday morning, New Year's Day, I think rain starts to move in. A rainy afternoon, a rainy Friday, and then we've got showers with some breaks right now showing up on Saturday and Sunday. That first wave of moisture on Thursday, by the way, looks to come with a snow level around 6,000 feet, so that could be more wet than snow, at least at the bases of our resorts up on Mount Hood. That's your update for now.
Thank you, Ron. 2025 was full of memorable moments in pop culture, that is. We are taking a look back at the milestones that defined the year.
Hey, our team tests tons of products. We only bring you the best, and you need these in an emergency. You will not regret it. These are Cato emergency radios, and they do so much more than that. Yes, they get AM and FM and shortwave and longwave, and importantly, the weather channels for those emergency instructions when there's a monsoon or a hurricane or a tornado outside your house and the power goes out. But let me show you some of the other features too. First of all, you can charge it with all these different ports, and you can also tell it, hey, I want it to take a charge, or you can charge your phones. You can charge your devices when everything else is going out. You can also charge this when the power is out with solar right over there, or I want to show you this. Yes, you can hand crank charge this, and I can actually see the green light going on, and you can see it lighting up. It's charging. It also has a flashlight right over here, and many other features as well. This is the Voyager Pro KA600. This is the Voyager Max KA900, tougher construction, dual stereo speakers, plays audio from a micro SD card or anything you plug in. You also get a digital tuner with a calendar, clock, alarm, and sleep timer. This is one of those purchases you need to make now, so when emergencies strike, you are prepared. And we have a deal for you today on this too. Both of these radios, 20% off, starting at just $75.99. You can't afford not to get it. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
In sports headlines this morning, the Blazers were at home last night to take on the Celtics, and it was a close one. Shaedon Sharpe led Portland with 26. In the end, the Blazers beat the Celtics 114-108. But that's not all from the Blazers. Tonight, you can watch them take on the Mavericks at the Moda Center right here on KGW. Tip-off is set for 7:30 our time. From award show winners and late-night controversies to artists that took over the global charts, 2025 was full of memorable moments. Joe Fryer takes us throughout the pop culture milestones.
It was a good year to be Bad Bunny.
You're fired.
Fired? The rapper dominated the charts while giving Puerto Rico a boost with his historic residency. Taylor ended her record-breaking tour, then swiftly launched a new era.
This is my brand new album.
Her 12th album, and weeks later her engagement, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
Slime Cube!
On the big screen, a movie inspired by a video game ruled the box office, while K-pop Demon Hunters became the most streamed movie ever on Netflix, powered by an infectious soundtrack featuring the song Golden. Also golden, Anora winning the Oscar for Best Picture.
Welcome to the pit. Let's go save some lives.
Freshman TV shows The Pit and The Studio.
Everyone wants something from me and I can't give it to them.
Both victorious at the Emmys.
Cowboy Carter.
And Beyonce, who won 3 Grammys, finally taking home the trophy for Album of the Year.
I just want to encourage people to do what they're passionate about.
With that, the world finally made sense until it didn't. The inexplicable 6'7" trend took over social media, and this kiss cam moment from a Coldplay concert became an overnight sensation. Late night TV was rocked by 2 earthquakes. CBS canceled Late Night with Stephen Colbert. Then ABC briefly suspended Jimmy Kimmel for comments made after the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
For another late night staple, it was a year of celebration.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Saturday Night Live marked 50 years with a star-studded special.
I eat 4 cheese lasagna.
Also celebrating half a century, Jaws. While Peanuts turned 75, and the Radio City Rockettes high-kicked their way to 100. On the diamond, the LA Dodgers repeated as world champs, and the Eagles flew to a Super Bowl win. Green on the gridiron and in the theater.
I'm off to see the wizard.
The final chapter of Wicked from our sister company Universal Pictures gave fans something to sing about for good. Joe Fryer, NBC News.
2025 was a busy year. All right, 8:46, headed up to the weather deck for Rod Hill. You're dancing, so you look like you're cold.
I'm trying to stay warm. It's not bad. There's a bit of a breeze. Wait a minute, let me see. I'm trying to detect the wind direction, pardon me. The wind direction right here is actually bouncing off the west hills. It's coming in from the west. Overall, breezes today will be noticeable out near the gorge where they're blowing about 30 miles per hour. It's interesting because I'm looking up to the north, and remember we've had that fog along the Columbia River, and at times I've been able to see it here from the deck, but I can't. So whatever fog we have along the Columbia River is really shallow and low, and we'll be getting out of here momentarily just by my observation. Anyway, let's get you going with a dry Monday forecast. And we'll start up at Timberline. You can see the early morning sunrise colors. 28 degrees is the current temperature up there. No new snow, of course. It was dry yesterday, but the resorts are slowly opening more and more of the lift chairs, and they do have at least over 2 feet on the ground now. Timberline 28, Meadows 26. Not as much as Ski Bowl, and Bachelor is at 23 inches reported. All right, satellite. Weather systems are going to hold off through Wednesday, meaning we'll be dry today, dry tomorrow, dry Wednesday. And I think dry Wednesday evening all the way through midnight for that New Year's kiss as 2026 comes in. We do have spillage of those clouds from the northwest kind of drifting over us, but again, no rain today and the clouds are broken. And actually, there's no low cloudiness here on the weather deck that I see at all. This is all thin, mid to high level stuff over Portland. You can see on the side of the screen there to the right, it's fairly bright from Providence Park looking up over West Hills. That's the same view I basically have here from the deck. 36 is the number. So we have had a fair share of freezing spots this morning, which means frosty conditions. But on this particular map, showing Kelso 34, which the Three Rivers Golf Course up there that I have eyes on looks very frosty this morning. 35 Salem, 31 Eugene, and it's 19 for a cold spot out in Burns. Okay. We have ourselves a dry day, a dry run of days, in fact. And with this type of weather pattern setting up, the warmest temperatures in the afternoon for the coming days will be at the beach. This shows Newport hitting 50, Pacific City 52. By Wednesday, I think we could have mid-50s reported at the coast. Far warmer than we will be here in the valley. So take advantage if you like that type of weather, and you can get yourself to the coast. 45 in Salem today, a frosty start in kind of checkerboard scattered locations. A partly cloudy day overall, east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Again, we have the east winds gusting out near the gorge to 30 miles per hour. And there's Portland's dry 7-day through Monday, cold through Wednesday, I meant to say. Cold nights, daytime highs in the 40s. First raindrops appear as early as Thursday morning for New Year's Day. And if that holds true, that rain will pick up for a very rainy afternoon potentially on New Year's, and a pretty wet Friday before we get into weekend showers. All right, from the weather deck, brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking, it is birthday time. All right, today's celebration begins with Brianna, who is 3. Happy birthday to you. And also celebrating today is Evan. I'm told that's a salmon. 16 today. Nice catch. Evan's 16 today. It's a big birthday, obviously. There's a Gemma, who is 2 in Hillsborough. Love the pretty hair, by the way. Happy birthday to you. All right, that's our list. Birthdays at KGW.com. We'll celebrate with you. I'm going to go inside and get warm, and we will be back in just a moment. Thank you. Brian at work.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, police are investigating after a shooting in downtown Portland left one person dead and another injured. This happened just before 11:45 last night on Southwest Ankeny Street and 2nd. When police got there, they pronounced one man dead at the scene. A second man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. No one has been arrested. Advanced practice providers at Legacy Health have rejected a tentative agreement by Legacy. In a statement from the Oregon Nurses Association, they rejected the agreement because of a lack of, quote, meaningful movement at the bargaining table, including wage offers they say puts them behind APPs at other hospitals. Legacy says it's committed to returning to the bargaining table. The strike will continue until both sides agree to a deal. And in Clark County, the Council for the Homeless has opened its overnight warming center for tonight. It will be available at Living Hope Church in Vancouver. There will also be a daytime warming center at St. Paul's Lutheran Church running from Monday through Wednesday.
And weather-wise, I can confirm it's chilly. Want me to touch you with my cold hands?
Don't.
China? Okay, I won't. All right. My hands are cold. 45. We have temperatures in the 30s right now. Frosty in some spots. We're all dry through Wednesday. The rain picks up New Year's Day. It's a wet Friday and then showery weather for this weekend. But enjoy the dry time. 3 more days of it, including today.
We are just days away from the annual Rose Bowl parade in Southern California, and a Woodburn High School senior will be riding one of the floats. So Isabella Baldessari is this year's Key Club International president and will be on board the Kiwanis International float. She tells us that she joined Key Club her freshman year as a way to get involved in the local community and eventually served in leadership roles before being named international president. The California native says she's super excited for the parade.
I would never have imagined that I would be in it, no less representing such a beautiful and impactful organization. So I'm completely honored, ecstatic. Yeah, I have no words, and I feel just blessed to be in this position.
The 137th Rose Parade will take place in Pasadena, California on January 1st. And we do have a member here as well.
Well, I was a Key Club member in high school, I think all 4 years too. Great organization, but here's the deal. It's a working club. Like, one of my worst memories is the fact that on Saturday mornings, I always had to get up early. We had to go to the football stadium for a high school and clean up the mess after the game from the night before.
Well, yeah.
Now, this is all good. It's just a painful childhood memory that I have.
Painful childhood memory.
Yes.
Helping the community.
Well, when you put it like that, it makes me sound like I'm not such a great person. But it is a painful moment.
Hey, just a reminder for you that you can watch Sunrise every day live exclusively here on KGW Plus starting at 7 o'clock. We also have added another half hour of news at 12:30 and 5:30 right here on Plus. So we hope to see you then live.